If I keep going and doing these videos in the hood, bad shit's gonna keep happening. You wanna know why? Because bad shit happens in the hood all the time. It's like blaming the weatherman for it raining. Like, bro, it's gonna happen whether or not I come there or not.
Brandon would also address OT7 Kwani, who made fun of Dul after he died, saying that he's outside with his feet on land, a reference to what Dul said in Brandon's vlog. Kwani would also say that he's going to do a vlog with Brandon and not die the next day.
We chilling. I'm outside, gang. Feet on land. You feel me? Outside. Feet on land.
I like Kwani.
You gonna never touch me or do nothing. You feel me? This how I come in my city.
Like when Quilly said feet on land, like I'm feet on the land, like my feet is on the earth.
I'm gonna bring Brandon to the city though and show y'all how to really do the interview, like, and not die a day after. You feel me? Like, that's how you know all that like was lies, bro. Interview like that and die a day later, you shouldn't believe nothing he was saying, bro. You know, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna bring Brandon to the city and really go through every hood, like every part of every hood. You feel me? And I'm gonna show y'all, like, this how you really do it, like, without dying.
And you have OT7 Kwani saying stuff right now online, bro. To everyone saying I was just trying to make money off Duel and exploit the situation and profit off of suffering and If I was trying to do that, wouldn't I go do a video with OT7 Kwani? I guarantee you Vlad or Academics or Adam22 or any of these people will go capitalize off the situation, go do a video with Kwani. You know it's gonna touch a mill, it's gonna do all this stuff, and I'm not doing that. Ask yourself, why am I not doing that? Why am I not gonna go do a video with OT7 Kwani, right? It's because I really Duel, bro. I did not want any of this to happen. This is all a nightmare situation.
Academics would actually reply to Brandon in a heated 20-minute stream where he doubled down on his accusations of Brandon being voyeuristic and saying that he was using gang life as entertainment.
Brandon Buckingham, let me address you real clear. I'm gonna tell you why you're voyeuristic about all this. Because everything you showcased, you didn't just showcase, you didn't go into Philly with a camera, no jump cuts, and just walk around. You made it the most entertaining that we could possibly see that would jump off the page. Those moments of, yo, my ops right there, like, that's what you wanted to show. Go do the same at his funeral. If you got all the heart, go do the same at his funeral. Bring the camera, go to his funeral, and crack the same jokes. You were laughing with the, oh, word, what? Like, you were hyping it all up. You won't be at the funeral hyping it. Will you show me the casket? You won't. You know, YBC DUL wanted to do an interview with me. And I said, what are we talking about? I said, we talking about, you know, the meek stuff, maybe people not giving you the chances, whatever. He wanted to diss his ops. I said, whoa, what's going on? Say, yo, I'm the biggest killer in Philly. I said, nah, I'm good. You see, I don't hate on young covering hip hop. But Brandon Buckingham, like, me and you in hip hop can't even talk. Numero uno, you're just a bum. You can't even talk to me, period. You're being voyeuristic when you go through a city.
Duel wasn't even, you can look and do his last like interviews. DJ Academics cap.
You showcase all the violence in the videos throwing up gang signs. If that's not voyeuristic, what am I? You're in the videos throwing up gang signs. You're not a Crip.
Brandon would later tease a possible diss track on Academics, which later dropped in the form of a song and music video called Internet Clowns. Now the track had a very Philly-influenced beat and flow, along with a music video filmed in the trenches of DC, making it look like a genuine drill video. But ultimately this beef would be a kind of light-hearted sideshow for people following the Philly drill scene closely, providing fuel for a lot of conversations around the ethics of journalism when reporting on real crime that relates to music. But back in the city of Philadelphia, there would soon be major developments from law enforcement, as the police would quickly have several serious breaks in the case of YBC DUL's murder. The car used in the murder was found burnt out by police after the crime, and apparently ballistics and other evidence was found in the vehicle. Police would later say they found fingerprints on the doors, and before the car was burned, police tracked it to the alleged killer's home before it was then driven to the location it was set on fire. And police actually claimed to have footage showing the suspect and two other men leaving the location the car was burned. But most importantly, they were able to work out that the killer had actually connected his personal phone to the car and made several self-incriminating calls before burning it, including ones to friends in jail to brag about the crimes committed and referring to the murders carried out like basketball, just like the social media and Reddit pages sometimes do too. The killer was eventually identified as a 16-year-old named Aiden Waters. Users of Reddit's Philly wiki would react saying that they couldn't believe that Mr. Disrespectful was taken out by a teenage rookie gang member, with others pointing out that if you actually look into the shooter's background, even at 16, he ain't no rookie. Another video of him doing pull-ups as a tiny child would circulate as well, and even more bizarre news would circulate suggesting that he'd actually been a champion track runner. However, unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to outrun these charges. A Philly Inquirer article broke down the facts, explaining that Aidan Waters was accused of 2 murders and 8 attempts within a 5-day span in August 2024. Days before the murder of Dul, he allegedly shot into another car full of teens, hitting 2 people, including one other 16-year-old who died after being hit by a bullet to the head. And a video would later circulate on Reddit claiming to be made by Aidan after the murder of Dul, posting a picture of somebody waving a gun at the camera and then somebody smoking a blunt, with someone explaining in the comments that the guy with the gun was actually his friend Sir from the Mont, who died in a car accident that, if you remember, Dul had actually disrespected. And the second clip after the one of his friend was the shooter saying he was smoking on Dul, with other affiliates posting the image actually saying that they killed Dul for Sir from the Mont. If you remember, in Dul's September 2023 song, The Wait Is Over, he would rap the dark line, Sir from the Mont died in that V, just like Paul Walker. Ironically, after all the disrespect aimed at people that had been murdered, it would be this throwaway comment about someone who died in an accident that actually drove someone to kill Dul. There's a set called 445, or the Mont, from Belmont Ave, and the Mont are actually in alliance with another crew called Fast Break, who came together against YBC. Following the murder, a post would circulate which people claimed to depict the gang called Fast Break celebrating one of their young shooters' achievements, with a caption once again comparing the gang wars to sports, saying, "This is the top seed in the league. I love my camp over everybody. Big Fast Break." Now, the Fast Break name of the gang is actually itself taken from a type of offensive strategy in basketball. Others apparently posted in Instagram comments days after the murder saying that Fast Break just scored the biggest bucket of the league. Fox 29 News would report on the arrest as announced by the district attorney against the shooting group known as Fast Break.
In a light rain near a basketball court in Olney, DA Larry Krasner reports he's charged. A 16-year-old with the killing of 2 and the wounding of others is part of a shooting group known as Fast Break.
A small group of young people in the city of Philadelphia made a decision to hold a gun, to point a gun at another human being and pull the trigger.
The alleged teenage shooter is Aidan Waters. The DA says he's the killer of 25-year-old rapper Abdul Vix in a shooting on the 5500 block of North Fair Hills Street in late August. Investigators report they've linked Waters to a wave of shootings in Philadelphia last month, along with the murder counts. He faces attempted murder, aggravated assault, and gun charges.
And the report featured DA Larry Krasner going at Fast Break 2, a clip that was reposted on Reddit and Philly Wiki, with people joking that the Philly DA was the only one sliding for Dul, and that Larry secretly loved Dul for making Philly so interesting while he was alive. Some would point out how it was interesting that someone had made the decision for the DA to hold their press conference on a basketball court, as this is apparently where that group Fast Break is from, as well as a reference to the comparisons between gang violence and the sport of basketball. Now, Larry Krasner apparently likes to troll the gang members, and he's used basketball terminology in another statement put out saying that he was putting a full court press on the gangs in Philly. It's really not looking good for Aidan Waters, and as time went on, more incriminating details would circulate online. Early pictures of Aidan Waters with his gun would circulate on Philly Wiki following the arrest, referring to the red button, a red-coloured switch attached to the pistol in the picture that was also recovered by investigators, with commenters saying how screwed he is having public photos with a very specific murder weapon and ballistics that link him to the crime scene. Some of his friends would post saying things like, "Another one lost to the system, but ultimately we will need to wait for a trial to truly determine the facts and consequences of this crime." But considering how much self-incrimination has seemingly gone on, it wouldn't surprise me if Aidan Waters is joining the ranks of Philly's once deadly incarcerated demons, getting hit with a sentence so long that it may well end up looking like a score in a basketball game. In the end, the story of Mr. Disrespectful ended in an unsurprising tragedy. I don't celebrate the deaths of any young men before their time, but when you actually look deeply at YBC DUL's legacy as a rapper, and to a lesser extent as a gangster, the result is hardly surprising. DUL had become a celebrity at the expense of a wave of murdered teenagers in Philadelphia, with his YBC gang responsible for much of the violence. And DUL and his friends relentlessly trolling the friends and family of the deceased. It's really no surprise then in the end that he met the same fate as many of the people he made fun of, shot dead in an instant with the trigger pulled by a teenage shooter.
That's not surprising. It was gonna happen one way or another. Like, you disrespecting all these people, you just walking around Philly, driving around Philly. Like, it's not like you out of town dissing these people. You right there in their face disrespecting these people. Like, it really nothing surprising. So we knew it was gonna happen. It's a lifestyle. We all know that.
Just as desperate for clout in the streets as DUL was. While I'm not surprised by DUL's demise, what truly
and bro, just Fast Break. They got a whole game off of YBC Fast Break. Now Fast Break is kind of legendary after that big score, after that big shot they just made. No pun intended, but
What shocked me during the course of making this video is just how out of control and senseless violence is in Philadelphia today. Chicago gets a big rep for being one of the most violent cities in America, but the brutality and senselessness of the murders in Philly felt on a whole different level to me. It's a place where bullets truly have no name, and being in the wrong place at the wrong time can be enough for you to get killed in an instant. And even the innocent people killed are still mocked by the gangs, because when admitting to killing an innocent person comes with a mark of embarrassment, perhaps it's easier for the misguided teenage gangsters of Philly to proudly claim the murder of innocent people in cases of mistaken identity, because as they see it, whoever the victim is just another body to add to the score. And the other thing that really shocked me during the course of working on this video is just how desensitized the media surrounding the Philly drill scene is to violence. The Philly Wiki subcommunity is one thing, reporting on the violence or music about the violence as it happens, but on Instagram and other platforms, the scorekeepers of the gang war exhibit some truly ghoulish behavior. Comparing gangs to sports teams and shooters to players with their own stat sheets is kinda sickening. And it's important to remember that despite the music and media acting like this is a game, these are all real people with real lives and families who were killed. The families have to live with the pain of losing a loved one for the rest of their lives. And for every disrespectful diss song released, it's like a dagger into the hearts of those mothers and fathers of the young people that were killed. It's chilling, but at the same time, I do believe in the good of people. I'm not sure what the solution is, and realistically, a reporter like me can never come up with a solution to the social injustices that cause the gang violence. And while it could be decades before the government or city authorities can actually address some of the deeper social problems that contribute to gang violence, I think the best thing that we can do now is spread a positive message and condemn this disrespect. So I just want to end this video respectfully by saying that I do not condone any of the offensive lyrics that YBC DUL rapped while he was alive. When people die, no matter how much you hate them, you should respect the dead, because you never know when it could be your turn to face the same fate. And you know deep down that you would want people to respect you and your family and not cause the kind of pain that YBC DUL dished out. So Dul's story is a cautionary tale, and I hope it's a lesson to the next generation of youngsters on exactly where being the most disrespectful gangster rapper in the city really gets you.
Being disrespectful, you really don't, you just gotta know what comes with it. Like, when something happening to you, people just go laugh at you and joke on you, and there's no feeling bad for you once you disrespecting. So it really ain't that surprising what's gonna happen to you. But that was the death of YBC DUL, Mr. Disrespectful. It's going up on another channel. I'm gonna post this today though.